got to first determine, am I going to, move into this new technology, bring it to market, bring it to my customers. But then, I mean, the SD-WAN area is kind of an interesting one right now. There's a lot of startups there. How do you evaluate, right? And a lot of the big players that they're disrupting really should get into that area, don't kind of want to get in there, or kind of forced to get in there. And I'm sure resisting anybody's attempt to bring in one of these newer startups to help them disrupt their installed base out there. But how do you evaluate and determine, I'm going to go with a startup, a smaller company, because I like their technology. You got to worry about, are they going to be around, how are you going to get trained on it, all of that. What's the evaluation process that you might go through for that?
I think you start off looking at what your company is capable of first, who your customers are, and what their dynamic is. If you have a situation where you have a very customers that are very distributed, that's going to look at one type of solution. If they have a lot of high capacity backhaul and data centers, that might be another solution. But it's really, how do you want to monetize it? Do you want to be involved in the process, as in maybe you're providing the edge equipment, you're managing it for them, therefore you're going to have some upfront cost on that, but you're going to get more on the long term? Or do you want to just be able to get some measure of profit out of it, which means that you sign up with a partner or you hand it off to an ISP and you just have a reseller function?
Have any of you guys added new vendors in the last couple of years?
We've added several. Yeah.
So,
and from the evaluation standpoint, it comes down to, how do their products or solutions, how can you monetize those? How does your business work? And then the technology, in most of these cases, there's a variance of difference. I think if you talk to all of them, they'll tell you why theirs is so unbelievably better. But I think in a lot of cases, you're going to find that most of them do 90% of what you want to do.
Yeah, and it's funny actually. So we used to do cloud migrations and all that, and I'm trying to do AI, and we had this opportunity because I'm still known as the cloud guy in New York. So we had this large investment bank, and they were like, we want to move to the cloud finally, and you ready? It's like 500 applications. I'm like, I'm not doing that shit again. So I just so there's a few partners actually that I know in the city. One of them is probably here, 10th magnitude, and I'm like, well, maybe we could give you that deal, right? As long as I can do the AI, because that's really what I want to go. So I think you need to be, focus on your core, we're really good at this, and on the edges, add those vendors in. The relationships is a great forum to do that. You have a few beers with people, you trust them and bring them in, and really work together. And I think the channel creates the opportunity, and there's a lot of good folks out there.
You guys ever made any mistakes with newer technologies?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about it?
Absolutely. I was actually talking a little bit about this at dinner the other night with Larry and a few other folks, George. So for us, leadership and all its wisdom at OST, including myself, we rolled out, we'd made an acquisition about 18 months ago of a human-centered design firm, and it was kind of getting us ready into the IoT space, and rolled out the business model and organizational alignment changes to make sure we were, our margins were where we needed them to be and be profitable. And we had an amazing year last year, which ended March 31st, our fiscal year did. The last quarter, January, February, March, first 3 quarters were rock stars. The last quarter, we were like, what the? And we started digging in. We realized, well, geez, we added all these principles into our organization, brilliant, great, talented people who are partly compensated on influencer margin. Well, what's any smart sales rep? We have 27 sales reps. Going to do is they're trying to win a deal. I've got all these principles available to me. Sweet, bring them into the deal. All of a sudden, you got 2-3 principles involved, and they're just doing the right thing, trying to solve for the customer and partner with inside the organization. And we realized we totally jacked it up from a leadership perspective and how we rolled that out. And part of it is because we didn't do a great job of getting inside and learning from our own employees. We have employees in our business, we have 230 employees across 4 locations here in the U.S. And many of these employees, many of our team members have tremendous background and history in the services organizations, professional services. And we didn't stop and truly be curious and learn with them and co-create this plan with them. And we've done that now, and oh my gosh, the changes just in the last 2 months that we rolled out have been tremendous and really powerful. And around change management, because there have been some changes and people's cheese has been moved, but they're on board and they're excited. Yep. Because they were part of creating that. And so, that, I guess that would be the biggest thing is realize, keep track of your business and realize when you're heading the wrong direction, fix it immediately, but don't sit there and fix it in a boardroom with your 7, 8, 9, 10 members of your leadership team. Get out in the organization, ask questions, put together stakeholder groups, because, gosh, you're going to be shocked when you ask other really bright people, big shock, what they think.
So mine would be, if anybody here remembers what it was like to install Webster Portal, I commiserate with you. And I really learned our lesson when the vendor said, well, we run this as well, but the version we run isn't available to our customers. That tells you a lot. So sometimes you make, you go all in on what you think is going to be a huge market space. Lots of people made money on portals, but a lot of people had failures, and we got out of that business really quick. And frankly, I think the technology wasn't ready, and if we had that discussion today, you'd never tell a customer you're doing a portal, but basically that they want the integration on the glass in a browser or in a mobile device today. Yeah. So we're back at it.
Yeah.
So one of the things, Bob, that I think would be good too is, do we have time for audience Q&A or anything like that? Yeah. You got to close? Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yep.
Well, I guess biggest technology failure, has anybody used Microsoft? So if you, I love Microsoft, they're a great company, but you always seem to invest in areas and then they pull the rug. And we created a Silverlight practice, remember Silverlight, and then that got discontinued. We tried to do something Express Route when that first came out, and that changed. And I think that's something I've learned over time is, again, like the mantra is build, measure, learn, and try to adapt to those changes. And really, the reason why we knew about a lot of those changes is my former business partner sat on the advisory council, and he used to come back and he'd say, stop using that because they're going to get rid of it. And I think that if you have those insights and those relationships, again, with the big tech giants and knowing where they're going to Inspire, I was there a few weeks ago and listening to Delia talking about intelligent cloud, and that's how he's thinking. I mean, he talked about mobile first, now he's talking about AI first. Listen to what he's saying. He's not just saying that as rhetoric. He's saying it because the organization is going there. So try to think where they're going and get ready for the change. So.